Ladies and gentlemen, Deja Vu here, bringing you the second set of STX Seoul versus We Made Fox in the Winners League. And this is going to be Midas returning for We Made Fox, coming off that victory against Last. And he's going to have to play another TVT against one of my least favorite players in all of pro gaming, and that is Frozean Cute Angel, whatever name you want to call him. And I was saying at the end of last game that STX has a lot of star power to choose from, and they decided to go with anti-star power. Wow, Frozean. Well, we'll just get you the start positions here at the beginning. We're going to have We Made Fox's Midas at the 9 o'clock, and STX Frozean Cute Angel at the 6 o'clock. So Frozean's going to be in yellow, and Midas is going to be in blue. This looks like Fortress. Been pretty TVT. Seen a lot of TVTs on this map, it seems. More than anything else, I think I've seen TVTs for whatever reason. And here we go again, and I know Frozean wins games. I know he had a 3-kill during this Winners League. I know he probably killed some Fantasy Pro League teams out there, and so you might not think he sucks, but he does. He is not a very good player. He just is not. He's wildly inconsistent. He'll go on like a 3 or 4 game winning streak and then lose 11 games in a row. And he'll lose 11 games in a row to Junie and Perfect Man. Like, it just makes no sense how he will occasionally beat Flash and then he'll lose to S2. Like, it just makes no sense. And I don't even know. He's just I just hate seeing him play, but here we go. We're gonna get him, and hopefully he doesn't fail. Hopefully he'll be able to provide some entertainment for us, and if he doesn't, hopefully Midas will be able to entertain us, because he actually is a quality player. Pretty basic game starts here. Supply Depot Barracks, nothing special going on. Fortress does tend to give you some interesting games because of the island locations in the corners. Like pseudo islands, basically. If you're not familiar with the map, you kind of have to either dropship into them, or there's a couple of walls, like gates and mineral lines that you have to kind of jump through with workers to get in there. So those are really your only two choices as we get a look at Baby to get to those bases. So even though they're on the ground, they are basically islands and play like islands. And a lot of times you'll see Terrans and TVT sneak bases into those corners, or try and get a contain on and then double expand into the corners, something like that. Happens many times, and I think that's something to watch out for. If if either of these guys can get a strong contain on early, I really think Fortress is a map that benefits early play. Get a strong, by early play I mean early play into late game play, and get a strong contain on early, double expand into the corners, and kind of just take the map and go from there. It's very fun to watch, and it's interesting to see some of the reactions of players as they're trying to break out of the contains. It's tough, but if you can do it, it can also make for a very entertaining game. Both players are playing very standard here. We got a singular solitary Marine for Frozean being produced, and it looks like we're going to have the singular solitary Marine for Midas produced as well a little bit later. Doesn't really matter. Probably got his factory up a moment earlier. And Midas actually only mining with one SCV on gas, so it looks like he's going to go try and throw up his expansion very quickly. And we'll see what what he's going to do. He's going to get the scout on first, and I think Frozean's doing the same thing. I see a little unit going out there. There's the SCV, so he's going to be doing the same thing. So we're going to have mirror builds here at the beginning. Both of them are going to choose to go on 2-base play and develop from there. One of them might go rates. You will do occasionally, even at a 2-base play, you do occasionally still see some rates produced as the next step of a player's build. And hey, look at that, there's the starport. I swear to you, I did not watch this game before. I had no idea this was going to happen. Both of them building starports right away, which I think is awesome. And yeah, so it looks like both of them are going to go with rates. Could be early dropships for one of them, but yeah, probably going to be some rates out of this build right off the bat, and try and gain some air superiority and then take the islands. I really think that the biggest part of this map is to get the islands. If you can get the islands and defend them and win the air battle, you really are in a good spot. So I think that's what both players are actually thinking, and it looks like both of them are prepped very much on this map. And we're getting a little vulture battle that freaking Frozean won. I don't know how. Frozean won a vulture battle, a little micro fight there by a lot too. 30 HP left on that vulture, so he won that by a lot. Maybe that vulture for Midas had some hits on it from the Marine or something like that. And this vulture is going to start picking out a supply depot. not going to be able to do much of anything. Both players have walled in quite effectively. And, oh, nice. Midas going in there and picking off a SCV, but Frozean doing the same. So, both players just, you know, very, very normal stuff going on right now. We do have a cloak being researched for both of them, so both of them are going to go cloaked raids. Both of them have no idea it's coming, have no scout on the other, no scans. I haven't seen an armory yet for either of them, so neither of them is prepared for raids. Neither of them has an engineering bay for turrets. Neither of them has any idea or any preparations for raids. Actually, it looks like Frozean is getting an academy up, and there's an academy now coming up for Midas. So Frozean will get his academy up first. We'll have his scans up first, and if he can use that to his advantage, if he can get that early scan off, as both players initially cloak, if he can take advantage of the fact that he has scan first and maybe win a little mini wraith battle, we could see him come away with a big advantage. I have to see how this goes. Midas using his first wraith and sending it out kind of into the field. Looks like it's just scouting right now, not really doing too much, and seeing that tank out in the open. And it looks like Frozean's going to counter by bringing his vulture, his wraith in to try and counter it. And if he can, he actually has a little. Oh, they're both going to cloak, so neither of them is going to be able to do much of anything. We do have scans up for Frozean, but he doesn't have enough wraiths to really, you know, completely take advantage of that and pick off that wraith, so it looks like he's not going to bother yet. And Midas is getting his scans up as well, so I don't think either player is going to be able to do too much, just straight up winning a cloaked wraith battle. But at the same time, we could see a later, maybe when both of them get maybe up to like 5 or 6 wraiths, something like that, get a pseudo later battle going on. Could be pretty entertaining. And cloak has either run out or canceled for Frozean, and there's some weird cloaking going on. I think some of both of them, I don't even know what's going on right now. Some cloak and uncloaking business going on, and Frozean looks like he's going to come away with 1 extra wraith, so he's going to be up by just a little bit. And if he's able to do anything with it, and not really able to because the next wraith for Midas has been produced. So not being able to do too much. Neither player's been able to get a third base yet. We do have a third starport for Frozean. Jeez, he is going to go all out on this wraith build. He's going to go all out. And man, this is going to be tough for Midas because he's not going to know that this is coming. He's going to be saving his scans to counter the cloaked wraiths. So unless he can get a wraith in there to see the 3 starports, he's going to have no idea the number of wraiths that are going to be coming his way because he can't afford to use a scan for scouting purposes. So this is actually a really interesting idea by Frozean if he can pull it off. Midas is going to counter by getting an armory, going to get some Goliaths out, and is pushing out a little bit with his tanks. So if he can put some pressure on with the tanks before the wraith count can get up, I don't know if he really has a window anymore. Those wraiths are starting to grow in number. He could try and do something, but I don't know if he really has time for that. The wraiths are going to start picking off some SCVs right now, and they're going to pick off the last remaining wraith for Midas, and Midas looks like he might actually be supply capped because he is dedicating a lot to trying to produce that supply depot. And these wraiths for Frozean doing a lot of damage right now, and Midas is going to lose his solitary wraith again. I'm going to come in here with some tanks. It's going to do some damage, definitely. But there are 3 opposing tanks for Frozean, and that should be enough to buy him time while his wraiths come home. And here they come. They are a lot of wraiths. This is ridiculous. There are so many wraiths for Frozean right now. They are actually going to be large enough in number to pick off tanks at a very, very fast rate. We've probably already seen 2 of them go down. Looks like a lot of all these tanks are going to go down and going to do very minimal damage. It looks like he's lost about 5 or 6 tanks and only killed about 2 or 3. So really bad right now for Midas. He's going to counter with some value.